This video covers the Eastern Princes faction. There are two sub-factions, the Russians and the Lithuanians. The main difference is the equipment options available. However, this does affect the way that you play the warband on the table. Starting off with the Russians. Your warlord and hearthguard are mounted on horses with no special equipment. Your warriors have no special equipment options, and your levies can either be equipped with bows or crossbows. If you decide that your troops are from the Grand Duchy of Lithuania, your warlord is mounted on a horse, your hearthguards are mounted on horses and equipped with javelins. Warriors may either be equipped without any special equipment or given heavy weapons. Levies are equipped with bows. Both the Russian Princedoms and Lithuanians can recruit up to a single wagon. The Eastern Princes battleboard doesn't specialize on any particular phase of the game. You are able to compete in all of the phases and also in your opponent's turn. However, just don't expect to be excellent at any particular aspect of it. However, this battleboard is pretty efficient. There's only one ability that requires 2 dice to use. First, let's discuss the abilities which are reserved for your hearthguard or heroes. Feint is an activation reaction ability which you can trigger after an enemy unit activates to move, but before the move is resolved. Just be aware that moves and charges are different abilities, so your mounted units still can be charged. The next ability, Death Blow, has different abilities depending on whether or not your unit is equipped with javelins or not. If it is not equipped with javelins, the hearthguard from the Russian faction or the warlord from both faction, you can activate the unit to make a shooting attack with range M. If your unit is equipped with javelins, however, you can use it to charge with a distance of L plus S. The next ability, Drug, is limited to hearthguards or heroes. This is probably the signature ability of the Eastern Princes board. You can choose another friendly hero or unit of hearthguards within M of your unit in melee. You gain as many attack dice as that unit generates. However, the downside is that each time your unit suffers a casualty or fatigue, the same thing happens to the unit which you're using to gain the extra attack dice from. The next ability is Lord of the East. This is another melee ability used only for your hearthguard. Your unit gains resilience 1. If you use a rare dice, you gain resilience of 2. There's only one ability which is specifically reserved for units on foot, and it's called Brothers in Arms. If your unit contains more figures than the enemy unit, you gain 1 defense dice for each figure you outnumbered them by. This gives your levies or your warriors on foot advantage against the smaller hearthguard units. There are 3 general purpose abilities I would like to talk about. The first is Hesitation. This is an order's reaction ability. You choose an advanced ability from the enemy battleboard. If your opponent triggers that ability during this turn, you can take 2 of your available Saga dice at the end of the turn and place them on your battleboard, showing the face of your choice. The next one is Galvanized. This allows you to remove up to 2 fatigues from your warband in the orders phase, and this is one of the few abilities which can also be used for the war wagon. The last one is Timorous Advance. This is an orders or orders reaction ability, and the only ability that requires 2 dice to use. Choose an enemy unit more than S away from an enemy hero. Until the end of that turn, this unit counts as a mercenary unit. Just remember that mercenary units can generally not use advanced abilities. For example, this can really throw a spanner in the plans of an enemy Death Star unit. Based on this, all of the abilities are pretty good. However, none of them are really exceptional. Therefore, you'll struggle to really deliver a knockout punch with this particular warband. Having said that, let's look at the warband composition you might want to consider. Let's start off by discussing the wagon. This counts as a mercenary levy unit that is mounted. Check the FAQ since some of the characteristics have changed. First of all, it has determination and also generates 1 Saga dice. It has an armor of 6 against melee attacks and 4 against shooting. I'm not going to go through all of the special rules since there are so many, but just keep in mind it has a resilience of 2 and only moves S and cannot charge anything. The more interesting rule is called the Lure of Avarice. No enemy unit can choose to charge another unit other than the wagon if it could charge the wagon instead. This unit is really designed to act as a decoy for the rest of your warband. However, in practice, it normally comes out relatively flat and doesn't do quite what you want it to do. So unfortunately, however cool this unit does seem, I think it's optimal not to include it in your warband. Starting off with the Russian Princedoms, taking 3 points worth of Hearthguard are probably a good way to go. You can split them in 2 units of 6 or have 1 large unit of 8 with a banner and 1 small unit to gain dice using the drug ability. The Russian Princedom also has access to levies with crossbows. Whenever this is available, I would always take it. Since your Hearthguard also don't do any shooting, I think you're better off either taking another point of levy with crossbows, or if you want a little bit of versatility, take a unit of levy with bows, just for volume of fire. The last point I would spend on just standard warriors on foot. These are used for holding objectives, for screening your Hearthguard, and also generally for dislodging units in difficult terrain. If you're playing as the Grand Duchy of Lithuania, I would take 3 points of mounted Hearthguard with javelins, either split in 2 units of 6 or 1 unit of 8 and 1 unit of 4. Next, I would take 2 points of warriors, split into 1 unit of 12 warriors with heavy weapons and 1 unit of 4 warriors with no special equipment, just to generate a dice. The final point goes on a unit of levy with bows, just to give you some long-range shooting support. There's a lot to pack into one single episode given the 2 sub-factions, but I hope that you got a good overview. Thanks for watching and speak to you soon.